isn't to live forever. The goal is to create something that will.
Welcome to Perspective, a podcast for wedding creatives, where we sit down, often with a special guest, and talk about our many years of experience in the wedding industry so you can learn from us and grow your wedding business. Hello, I'm Simon.
And I'm Greg.
Together, we are Cinemate Films, two Scottish-based wedding filmmakers who love nothing more than drinking coffee and talking to others in the wedding industry. And we've teamed up with Photography Farm to bring you 6 special episodes in anticipation of Thrive Brighton, happening on the 22nd and 23rd of October at the Leonardo Royal Hotel. This episode is, of course, sponsored by Pick Time, but I'll get onto that later in the podcast. Gregory, who are we talking to today?
We have a repeat guest. We're talking to the lovely Kim Williams. Hello.
Hello, Kim.
Crowd sound effect.
The crowd goes wild.
I'm practicing for when I come out on the Thrive stage and the crowd goes wild.
Of course. So you're going to be one of these people who bring the energy, obviously.
Yeah, got to make a banner.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very well.
Good. I am grand. It feels like just yesterday we were speaking, but it was like 3 years?
It was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a
3
long
years
time ago.
2022.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
The world's changed.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
It has. It really has.
Yeah.
Everything has changed, I feel like, since then. I think I was in a really manic head state as well when we last spoke, so I can't really remember anything about our last conversation other than my PS5 being delivered, which I will remember.
I was wondering if you'd remember that. I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you how that PS5's treating you.
Oh, do you know what? Barely played it this year because disappointed in the PS5 games that are coming out. Where's all the good games? I'm waiting for Ghost of Tsushima, the second one. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, Ghost of Yotai. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Yeah.
But I've become a Switch girly in 2025 because my PS5's, yeah.
Well, as in you bought the new Switch?
No, I haven't bought the new one. It's just my old one that is just got. It hasn't had a lot of gameplay for a few years, and this year I'm playing all the cozy games. I've become a cozy game girler.
Wonderful. I was secretly hoping that you had ordered it to arrive today.
Oh my god!
That would be hilarious.
Can we start again? Can we postpone for a few weeks?
Oh god, that would be funny.
What else has changed in life in the last 3 years, in your life in particular?
Everything. I think when did we speak? 2022. I think it was early 2022 because it was after my big blow up Instagram post of things men did to me in 2021. So since then, my business is completely transformed. Mostly in that my partner does it full time with me, Tristan. So I lured him out of his job as a teacher, as a head of history, as a regular person with a 9-to-5 and stable income. I was like, how about you don't do that anymore? And I train you in videography and you come and be my full-time videographer. And mostly business runner. Just do all the bits that I don't like doing and do all of that. So that's been 2.5 years now. I've been doing that with me full time, which has been the best thing ever because I don't have to talk to accountants.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, not only do we need to worry about photographers stealing our jobs, now teachers stealing their work, Kim! What are you doing?
They're coming for you. To be fair, I already had a team of videographers, but I just was like, I'm paying them a full salary and I want to keep it within my business.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yes.
And I still employ a lot of them. And actually, saying that, it's been 2.5 years and now Tristan is returning. The teachers are returning. Don't worry. The teachers have had their strikes have worked. He's got his pay rise. Okay. He's bored of the self-employed life. He wants to go back. So I'm doing a full circle and downsizing massively as of 2026. What year are we going into? 2026 next year. Because I don't want to do VAT anymore. I don't want to do this level of work anymore. I'm 10 years in. I'm ready to scale it back.
So wow.
It's a lot.
Since joining, right, you've completely changed your business and now you're changing it all back.
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Welcome to being a wedding photographer with ADHD. This is what it looks like.
And I'm sure our listeners will remember that fact very well.
Yeah. But before we go too far, for any listeners who didn't listen to the previous episode,
Yes.
why don't we get you to introduce yourself? You said you're a
Sure.
photographer, so who is Kim Williams?
Okay, Kim Williams. Hello, that's me. I am a wedding photographer and videographer, but I very, very rarely do the video side of things myself anymore. 10 years into business. It will be 10 years in like a week, actually. It'll be to my 10-year anniversary of shooting weddings. I know. I need to do something special. I shoot, thank you, feminist and LGBTQ plus weddings. I'm based in Brighton. As well as shooting weddings, I do a lot of like advocacy work and kind of teaching people how to be more inclusive in the wedding industry. And I'm a cat mom. That's the most important thing about me. I have a cat.
That's right.
That's me.
And bringer of life of plants as well. You've always got plants. I love it.
Yeah.
Not us. Look at these, Kim. These are fake plastic.
There's a tiny
you can
one.
barely even see
Oh, there's no light. There's no light in this studio enough for plants. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's just a dark hole.
We black out the windows on purpose.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Greg's heart either. He's a soft. Sorry, Greg. So I want to hear more about this journey of change and then change back, like everything that went up to the mindset shift at the beginning. Like, what made you want to do video? Because you weren't even doing it by yourself at that point, were you? A couple of years ago?
I actually started in video.
Business,
Always. So I started my first weddings with video, and I started in weddings. I can't remember if we spoke about this last time, but purely just because someone asked me. People were just asking me to do their weddings, and I was like, "Cool, I'll just shoot these weddings." And then, it was something I enjoyed doing. I hadn't been to a wedding the first time I shot a wedding, so I started in video, and I, for a short amount of time, did like hybrid photo and video, and very quickly was like, I'm in awe of the people that can do this because I can't do this. It's just like too much is too much. I didn't know, thank you. So quickly hunted for someone that could, I was like, I know I can video edit. A lot of my friends at the time were starting out in videography. So I was like, why don't we team up? And basically one of my bezies who I went to school with, who has his own production company, shout out Bobbin Productions. They're a video production team in London. He was like, I don't really want to do weddings, the editing side of it. So this works perfectly. So he was my kind of built-in videographer that would come with me, give me the files, just rock up on the day, essentially like an associate videographer, I suppose.
Yeah. Cool.
And that worked really well. But it got to the point, especially with like the COVID backlog, sorry to bring the C word into things, with that backlog of weddings in like 2020, 2021, 2022, I was just paying him so much. And I was like, I really feel like it would make business sense for... Did you just fall off your chair? Is that what just happened?
Yes, I did.
My chair's just broken. What the fuck?
Oh no!
I thought you hadn't noticed there for a second.
Well, you guys are really pixelated, so I am only getting, I think this is my rubbish 5G, I'm only getting the outlines of what's happening.
Oh, weird. Can your seat rock all the way back?
It goes to about here.
Oh. Oh, right, okay. Right, it was locked. I must have hit something underneath my chair.
Roll down frame.
Sorry. You can put it down. How do I lock this? Right, okay. Sorry.
All good. It's all good.
Thank God I didn't fall over into my fake plants. I would have killed them all. Harsh. Yeah, right. Sorry, I interrupted you. Where were we?
Just for the clip. It would have been great for the Instagram clip, right?
Oh my God.
I don't know what I was saying. And then got to the point where I was like, I feel like I could. I saw lots of duos, lots of husbands and wives and lots of duos. And I was like, floated it past my completely non-creative partner who had never picked up a camera in my life. And I was like, I feel pretty certain I can teach you to shoot and edit video. What I have learned in this world, especially in weddings, is I don't think I can teach a person, teach people to be like likable. That for me is like the biggest thing when it comes to suppliers and wedding days. Are you like a likable person? Because you can be great at shooting video, but if you're rude, or like, if you're I don't know what adjectives to pull here, but some people rock up and you just think, okay, great at video, but your presence. I don't like the energy that's around you. Whereas I know my partner has fantastic energy. That part I can't teach you. I can teach you how to use video. Let's just go for it. And so we, have done a really successful 2.5 years. It's been awesome. But we've just got to a point in life where I experienced burnout like 5 years ago and don't want to get there. I could see that's the direction that we were heading in with becoming a VAT registered business and just how much extra income you have to earn. No one told me about that. Now I like tell everyone, don't do it. Stay under. don't go there. It's hell out there. Just was like, I don't want to live life at this pace and I really want to slow it down. And so his dream teaching job came up. Some people have that. Teachers have dream teaching jobs. Who knew? And he got it. And so we're moving out of Brighton. We're moving to Kent. We're moving to Folkestone. Don't know if you guys know it. In 2 months.
I heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's
You're
kind of
moving
like
in 2 months?
I picture it as like a tiny Brighton. It's very
It's
up
quite
and coming.
The harbour's adorable. What the fuck? All right.
Oh, I've lost you. You've gone little
Oh
robots.
no. Beep beep boop boop.
You're back. You're back. Okay, that's a great robot then.
So-
I was really hoping you didn't see that.
right, the right time.
Right. So I was just saying, the Folkestone Harbour looks really cute.
Yeah,
Really cute.
yeah. I think it's really
All right,
sweet.
cool.
We're heading there. That's where my partner's from. It's where the school is. And it's the rent. Oh, you guys, the rent is so cheap. The house prices are so cheap. I've just used to like living in London, living in Brighton, and I've become so hardened to paying extortionate amounts of rent for fucking tiny flats. So can't wait for that part of it. It's going to be really fantastic. Having some space.
Moving house mid-wedding season though. That's very wild.
I don't know how we're going to do it. It was not like when we decided, we're going to go back to teaching, we envisioned it being like 2027 or late 2026, but this job came up and it's just come up as it has. So it all happening in the middle of wedding season is the nightmare, but we're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. And
good luck.
And thank you. Thankfully, my clients are all so fantastic and so supportive. So I've just kind of said like there might be some longer lead times on delivering stuff, but they're all just happy to still have us there. And Tristan will still come and shoot some weddings with me next year, as part of the video side. And we've bumped up our prices because of it. And that's been a really interesting. This year, I don't know if you guys have experienced it. I can see like everyone talking about how wild of a year it is and how people are struggling for bookings and people are struggling. We are very fortunate that we're rammed this year and next year, because I didn't want to be as busy. It's looking like it's all it's going to work out really well because I don't really need to market that much for where we're at. Putting the prices up is always scary, but so far, touch wood, it's all working. It's all going good.
Can you let's keep on the pricing then?
Sure.
How much, if you can remember, beforehand, how much you were charging? And I'm pretty sure we spoke about this on the last when you were last on, so people can go back and listen to that conversation. Because we dive deep into feminism and all that kind of stuff. It was good. It was a good episode.
Good shit.
It was good. But yeah, pricing now. Like, where are you? How do you offer your stuff? All about that. Tell us all about.
Yeah, I cannot remember at all what I was charging when we last spoke, but I would envision it would have been somewhere around like maybe two grand photography for a day. I honestly don't remember, maybe less. I really struggled for a long time with putting it up, but for the last 3 years it was 3K just photo, like nice. No, just me, just photo, and 4.2 for photo and video. We put that up to incorporate the VAT. So whatever, if we can do good maths, I can't do good maths, take 20% off that, and that's probably what I was charging before.
Okay.
I think we literally went, put it up by 20% because now we have to pay VAT and everything. Now I haven't changed the photography. I have all day, which is 3K, or I have an hourly rate, which is $3.50 per hour. And that's it. There's nothing, like, keeping it simple. That has worked so well for me throughout my whole career, the hourly rate or the full day. And we've just put the photo and film one up to 5K now. That's the thing we boost up. So 3K just photo, 5K photo and video. And it's booking well. I feel like there's potential to put up the photo, but I'm really happy with where I'm at right now. So I'm just going to sit it there for a while and see what happens.
Yeah.
And what do those sort of packages include? So the photo only, is that online gallery? Is there any albums?
No, that's just digitals. So just me, no second shooter, no pre-wed, just that. So lots of people add on a pre-wed to it. And I have recently, that's something we do now, is photo books that I love. They're so fun. So those are add-ons, but nothing is included with that. And then with the photo and video package, it's your online gallery, your highlights video, which is about 10 minutes roughly, your full speeches, your full ceremony. Again, all digital, just those.
Yeah. And what sort of number of bookings are you aiming for, say, next year, seeing as you're sort of...
Well, so we do, I have averaged the last 5-6 years about 50 to 60 weddings a year, all of different sizes. So I would say that's about 40 all days. And then that's about 20, because Brighton Town Hall, I'll regularly do just a couple of hours there, which are so fun. So there might be a 6-hour package here or a 5-hour package here. I would like, so next year, basically, if you're my accountant, don't listen to this, to just do whatever I can do to stay under VAT. So I think now it's 90K, right? That's your limit.
So,
I think it's gone up to 90. So that probably looks like 25 all-day weddings and maybe bits in between. Right now we're on 18 for next year. Which I've had a couple more Zooms this week, so that might kind of go up to 20. It's a really weird position to be in, where I'm now actively saying no to so much, and that is terrifying, but also really fucking privileged, and I don't want to moan about it. But turning them away at the door. But
I can hear all the eye rolls from our listeners. Oh, what a bitch!
Oh my god, I fucking hate her. Listen, just being real with y'all. It's an incredibly privileged position to be in, and it's I'm so grateful. But we've worked really hard for 10 years to get to this point, and so I'm also I keep saying lucky, and my therapist is always not lucky. You worked hard at it, so that's what I'm trying to remember.
Yes, indeed. And I think you've done a really awesome job.
Thank you.
And that's why you are the secret speaker. I don't know why you were the unannounced secret speaker. Did Lisa just be holding off space to see what name she was going to be given by her?
Well, there was from the community. You see Lisa sort of asking things at times and posting things. And I think there was a lot of demand for you. So
that's what she said. And because I'm not in the community, I fully just thought she was lying to me just to make me feel good. I'm because I haven't seen any of this.
No,
and I'm
your name,
who are these people?
Yeah, your name has been propping up throughout the years of what's going on. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Not even kidding. So.
Oh my god. I'm scared.
It was a nice surprise.
Aww.
I was like, I know her.
We're pals.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are gonna love having you there and learning what you have got to teach. Because
thank you.
Yeah,
I feel right now. Do you know the TikTok sound that goes, "And my friend Steve, do 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 Steve, do do do." You're both looking at me with blank faces.
I don't know, but
I'll keep singing it. Do 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 Steve, because it's like a TikTok sound where it's a couple, and then their third wheel is always there, and their third wheel is Steve, and Steve's kind of the guy in the corner that they're why is Steve here? That's a little bit like what I feel like when it comes to this lineup. Amazing photographers, and they're also cool. And then I feel please play it. Have you found it?
I'm trying to find that. I wouldn't even know what to look.
I can't even search for it because I have no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the thing is, I wouldn't even know. You type in Steve, and I'm like,
I'll find it to you, and we can pop it in the show notes.
Yeah. That one.
Oh yeah.
Steve. But you need to the sound with a video. You need it with a video. But basically, it's I feel like there's all the really cool speakers, and then I feel like the little guy in the corner. It's like, and me. I'm here too.
Well, how do you think? By the way, how do you think just normal video people feel at a wedding? It's like the couple and the photographer, and the photographer's doing all this thing, and it's just us video people like,
yes.
Oh, do you want this shot? I'm like, yes, please. I'm Steve.
You guys are the ultimate Steves.
We are the Steves.
Yes.
Oh man.
So what's Steve going to be doing at Thrive? Like, what are you going to be talking about?
I think I'm going to come out in like a mustache and a wig and an alter ego. I'm going to be like, "Hi, I'm Steve."
You need to do that
right now. Yeah, maybe just for you guys, just for the in joke. Reveal myself, and no one knows what I look like.
Yeah.
I at the moment have. I'm really, really excited about my shoot sessions. I don't know what we can like spoil or say. I don't want to upset. When is this going? When are we airing?
Listeners, I mean,
this will air before, so this is to sort of let people get to know you and maybe get excited to buy a shoot session.
Yeah,
yes.
Well, I'm so excited for my shoot sessions. I've never done anything like this. I've never been to Thrive. I've never done a workshop. I've never done a style shoot, which I think is, again, I feel like when I first started doing weddings and I'd never done a wedding, I think there is something really great about maybe the naivety that I have, and that kind of what, I don't know what people are expecting, but I'm just going to give you what I am excited about and what I'm passionate about and what I know, and that's all I can do. So my shoot session, I'm so looking forward to that, because Lisa asked me, I think specifically to the Brighton one, because it's my home. It won't be my home by the time we do it.
It's not going to be.
I know. Like, can I have a room in the Leonardo too? Because I don't have anyone to live anymore. We're tangent, but we're getting married ourselves in Brighton Town Hall in December, and my partner and I, just a little legal ceremony. And we told people ages ago, and they all booked the hotels. And then we have also been like, we're not going to live here anymore. We need to book ourselves for our own wedding. Anyway, Brighton is like, I shoot here all the time. I'm in Brighton Town Hall all the time, and I love most of my couples who don't even have their weddings in Brighton come down to wedding to shoot their pre-weds here, or just to do meets here and hang out, because it's just like the coolest city with the best backdrops and the best mix of city and sea and just like fun places. And no matter the weather or the day of the week or the season, it's always so fun to shoot in. And I have become like really good friends with a lot of the local businesses around here, because I'm constantly taking my clients in there. So stuff like Cult Records, shout out to Cult Records, which is the record shop behind the town hall, who've become real bezies with the owners, and I'm always taking my clients in there, and they give me a 20% discount for life because of that, which I am right chuffed about. So all the records behind me.
You don't need discounts on vinyls. I'm pretty sure you're still going through Tristan's, are you not?
We've merged. Our record collections have merged now, so we don't even know whose was whose anymore. That's forever.
Were you? I believe you're going through. Was it alphabetically? Is that right?
Yeah. I was doing that.
Oh.
I didn't
have you been defeated?
I got defeated. I didn't even get through the A's. I didn't even get through the A's.
What? What happened?
I just forget. This is hello, ADHD brain. I forgot I was doing it, and then someone asked me. Like, what happened to that? I was like, I forgot I was doing that. I also forgot, someone the other day asked me, I started a newsletter this year. I was doing so well. January, February, March. Newsletter. Someone asked me the other day if they've got unsubscribed. I forgot I was doing a newsletter. I just haven't carried on with it. I've got a few months to catch up on.
It's fine. Just get ChatGPT to catch up. That's terrible.
Don't get me started.
Oh, yes. I've started you now. Go, rant away.
I just can't.
Go.
I really don't like how it's become the thing, the go-to is like, just ask ChatGPT. I'm like, I want to use my brain. Please let me use my brain. Can we not? I'm worried about the direction it's going to go. And if that's our go-to thing, it's just ask ChatGPT. And maybe I sound like, I'm sure this is what people thought of Google when Google first started. They were like, stop Googling things. And but I don't know, I feel like any kind of, especially when you see on like photography groups, if there's something like, I have this thing with a client I need to say, and the advice is always just ask ChatGPT. Is it GBT? GTB? GPT?
GPT.
I don't even know what it stands for. PT. Chat PT.
What does it stand for? I'll ask
I
Chat.
don't know. G. Ask it what it stands. It's going to give you some crazy existential answer of like.
Oh, you know what? I was actually joking, but let's just see. That's terrible. You shouldn't really use ChatGPT that much.
This is
it's terrible for the planet.
The water consumption alone. Yeah, let's not. But yeah, I just like I don't use any AI in my business other than the little AI removal tool in Lightroom because it saves me so much time and I just have to use it. But I know. I get and understand it's really helpful for people and people love it and it's transformed businesses and that's awesome. If it works for you, it works for you. But I just don't, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to use it. So I don't.
Chat GPT stands for Chat Generative Pre-Trained Transformer. Robots and guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it sound cool.
That does make it sound cool.
Chat Transformers would be, well, cool. Oh, well. Never mind.
What was the P?
Pre-trained transformer.
Oh. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. I had no idea. It does make it sound cool.
Yeah.
Still don't use it.
Still don't use it.
Yeah, still not gonna use it.
Optimus Prime says no. No, sorry. Yeah. So right, you didn't make it through your vinyls.
No. Didn't make it through your vinyls. I think we've gone off on 7 tangents since the original question. But
yeah.
So your finals merged, and that's when you knew it was time to get married.
That is when we knew. We were like, why are we messing around? The vinyls emerged. Let's just unify this thing. Put a ring on it.
So I'm curious then, who's going to be doing your photos at your wedding?
So I have December one is our legal one, and that is Kitty. They're both pals. Kitty Wheelershaw, who is a lovely pal and one of my associate team members, and she is wonderful. And she's doing our little Brighton one. And then Amy Robertson of The Wolf and the Wild Thing of Snap is doing the Lisbon one. They are coming out to Lisbon with us. But let me tell you, it was so hard deciding on a photographer from for us, not because of I kind of knew who I wanted, but Tristan, it was just like, I just want you to do it. Like, no, it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
because but I love your stuff. Like, don't think it's gonna work that way. It was the hard one, to get it right.
Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing.
So these are two creative individuals I've not heard of.
Oh, okay.
Kitty Wheelershaw.co.uk.
Yes.
Really cool. Whole
She's
movies
cool.
new. What the whole movies?
Oh, I don't
Video
even know.
add-on.
I know she's been totally like rebranding. She's taken a couple of years out of marketing and just kind of reshifting her life, and she's coming back with some new exciting stuff. And her work. It's awesome when you get to have the point of view of like, I've edited her stuff. She shot for me a bunch of times. Right. So it's ace when you get to see people's raws. I love it.
Yeah. and she's on TikTok and she shows her face.
Yeah, she's good on TikTok.
Brave.
She's good at giving the advice. And she's got great hair. That's why she can be on TikTok. It's all down to the hair.
Hair's amazing.
I have terrible hair, so I'm never going to make it on TikTok. It's just not going to happen for me.
You do not have terrible hair.
Thanks, guys. No, it's not curly and voluptuous.
That's true. So I am recently growing my hair.
I love it,
and it's just straight, and that's it, straight.
Yeah, that's
nothing,
me.
Not kinking it. Can't do anything.
Not a fun life. No, I'm with you, but it's flat. Different because you have a cool beard that goes with it. You could do like fun stuff with that. You could man bun.
I have. Well, that's true. I have sometimes done the man bun, and then I'm like, oh. That's all right, cool. But yeah, I have a sort of beard.
Yeah,
let's not get crazy though.
It looks good in this pixelated form right now. It looks full and bushy.
That's good. Where I look like a potato with a a big bushy beard. Oh, that's great. I will do meetings from now on just
pixelated.
Just pixelated. Yeah, cool. 5G is my friend. And who's the other one? The Wolf and the Wild
Amy,
thing. Is that
Amy
right?
Robertson. Amy Robertson. They use they them pronouns. Amy is they have a branding site, branding photography that was the Wolf and the Wild Thing, but their wedding stuff is Amy Robertson. They specialize mostly in like small, intimate kind of London. They're also a Folkestone person, so they're going to be my only friend when we move to Folkestone.
Your neighbours.
Oh, cool.
Which I'm actually talking to them made me really excited about it, because I was like, I'm generally nervous to leave my lovely Brighton, like safe queer bubble, and they were like, it's in Folkestone too. It's here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
There's people here, and actually we need people more than the people in Brighton. So come here and join it.
The first shot on her, on their website is an incredible confetti. Just I can't even see people's faces.
I love it.
Wonderful.
They're always my faves. Yeah.
Great,
Their stuff's incredible. They also own, I can't remember, Snap. I don't know if it's still going, but Snap was like a big kind of, I feel like Thrive-esque style workshop for a few years. They ran that. I don't know if that's still running or is a thing, but I know people will know Snap. But yeah, go check out both of those amazing photographers. They're gorgeous. And hopefully I will do them justice by being able to not be too awkward in front of the camera when it's our own wedding.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, definitely check out their websites.
Hey, I'm Ashley from With Jack. I'm one of the sponsors of the Perspective podcast. With Jack helps to keep photographers in business by supporting them financially and legally if they have problems with a client or they make a mistake in their work. We've all had that fear of our CF card or our hard drive failing and losing important photos. You can find out more at withjack.co.uk. Head over there and find out how we can help you be a confident creative.
Yeah. In your introduction, you mentioned feminism and inclusivity. Simon mentioned that we talked a lot about that in the last episode.
Yeah.
How much does that shape your work?
Entirely, I would say, especially since when we last spoke. Like, I think that kind of stuff I was going through at the time really then shaped where I was going to go moving forward. And so much so that I think it's now like the first thing that you'll see if you log onto my website is like feminist and LGBTQ plus photographer. It is like the biggest waving of a flag at the door. And something I talk about a lot and will probably cover. I'm going to burp. I hope I didn't pick up. Sorry, that was the coffee.
It's delicious. It's fine.
It's good. I'm going to cover in my keynote speech is like literally turning people away at the door. Like, one of my favorite things about my business at the moment is that, I don't get millions of inquiries. I'm not swimming in them every day, but the ones that come in are hot. They are hot inquiries. Because if you go onto my website and see me rave about all of these things and that's not for you, then you're out. And great. Perfect. It works both ways. Cool. It's so easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's the thing that most of my clients book me for. If they don't know me, then that's like initially. I think the vast majority of my work is through referrals. Still, it always has been like hugely through referrals. And then probably secondly through Instagram. And then if they do somehow get through pages of Google, because I'm not great with the old SEO, and find me that way. then that's the kind of the first thing that they see is go like, oh, it's either a big green flag, like, yay, this is our person, or it's run away. And that works really well for me.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I still love your website.
Thank you.
Great, so bright and colourful. Yeah. Have you been doing anything for Pride Month? As of when this releases, it won't be Pride Month, obviously, but it's Pride Month right now. Have you been enjoying any celebrations or?
No, I'm going to put it out there. I struggle in Pride Month. Like, I struggle with like International Women's Day, and I struggle with kind of like World Mental Health Day. I tend to just shy away from the internet when these days are happening because I struggle with a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Lots of like kind of corporate performative stuff and kind of performative allyship. It doesn't mean that I, don't fully support Pride. Obviously, it's Pride here every single day over in my land, especially in the city that I live in. And so there's nothing I've done specifically other than, just trying to share every single day and advocate for my couples. And especially at the moment, I'm kind of, the world is on fire. right? The world is like so bad.
And not in a good way.
That's one thing that's changed since you were last on. We're all burning.
The world is literally like so awful right now. It's so awful. So I'm just struggling to like just kind of show up at all on Instagram right now with anything other than like, you know, trans rights and free Palestine. But I'm really struggling to just kind of show up in any way. So Pride Month right now is not my focus, but it never is when it comes to these specific days or months. And they are important and we need them because there is still not equality all around. But does that make sense? It's just something, I don't know, that gives me a little bit icky.
I get it. I have had a couple of conversations about tokenism kind of recently. Maybe that could be a thing that we touch on just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be popping up. People are concerned about whether they're doing enough or their perception of that. What's your thoughts? Obviously, you've touched on the big corporations and shit.
Yeah.
But us independent, small label people, slightly different.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something I speak about all the time, and it's like what has been so interesting with Lisa coming to me and asking me to do Thrive, and she was so honest and has been so wonderful, and I'm so like grateful for her openness and her perspective. Is that she has said, like, obviously no one's going to expect you to come and bring like a straight cis white couple to your shoot. Like, that's not what we're expecting. But she also said what she has experienced, and I've spoken to Esme Whiteside, who I know has been on your podcast and things, about this as well, saying that people will say they want to be more inclusive and will ask the questions of what to do, but when it comes to actually doing it, especially if money has to be parted, then they won't show up. They won't do it. And I think it's a lot of people will go to one styled shoot, you know, that has like a really, really gorgeous money-filled backdrop, and it has like one very beautiful, very thin black model. Then they're done. I've done it. They're on my grid. They're on my portfolio. I'm now an inclusive wedding photographer, whatever.
That's it.
And it's just not good enough. Like it has to be in everything that you do, and it has to be all of the time. It's so. I'm really looking forward to my shoot, and I'm so excited for the couple that I'm working with. And I know that there are, like, Lisa has some worries about tickets not selling because they aren't a couple that look like everyone wants to have on their portfolio, maybe. It's going to be, and, you know, she was just so honest with me about that. And I'm so grateful that she was, because she was like, they might not sell, those tickets might not sell. And if they don't, then I'm going to have a fucking great time with that couple. If it's just me and them.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All to yourself.
I got them all to me. It's going to be wonderful.
I will say, Lisa often worries about the tickets selling or not selling.
Yeah.
But she always does a great job.
Yes, and she's just so awesome. Do you just love her?
Yeah.
I just love her.
Yeah,
she's so wise.
I do actually. Yeah. She is so wise. I know.
She's so wise. Yeah, I love her.
So tell us more about this couple that you're going to be working with.
The couple, they were guests at a wedding I shot in Wales last year, and they were just so fun. You know, we just get those guests who just like, you guys are fun. They're just so super fun. This whole wedding was amazing. It was a wedding in a castle in on the cliff overlooking the sea, and it was just like so cool. I met them there, and we just became Insta pals. And they just recommended a book on their Instagram, the Anti-Ableist Manifesto, which I really, 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 really recommend everyone goes and reads. It's like a really helpful kind of workbook. This is another case of, like, if you want to be an active ally to people with disabilities, then go and get yourself that book. It's phenomenal. The Anti-Ableist Manifesto. I don't remember who the author is off the top of my head, and I can't Google, but if you have it.
Is it Tiffany
got it. Tiffany Yu. Tiffany Yu. I can see it from my shelf. Yeah. yeah.
So
good eyes.
I have
Thank you.
I've come across a preview PDF somehow on profilebooks.com. I don't know what profilebooks.com is, but it seems to be
of the book?
lot of the book.
Interesting.
It looks to be, have I just come across the book?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's only to page 34.
Okay.
But you can get a good sense of it anyway.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely wonderful. So Meg, the one half of the couple, she gave a forward on that book. I think that's what it's called, like a little bit of blurb forward.
Yeah.
And yeah, I read the book and yeah, when it came to shooting with a couple, I was like, oh, I know who are going to be so fun. Meg is a wheelchair user, and her vibe and her partner's vibe are just like so colourful and fun, and they do stuff like go skiing and aerial. She does like aerial silks and all of that kind of stuff, and it's just like so badass and amazing. And is like has one of the best laughs I've ever heard. Just a wonderful laugh. So very much my kind of couple. So they're going to be. We haven't yet ironed out where we're going to go, what we're going to do, but I imagine it'll be a lot of my usual stuff for just running around, wheeling around Brighton streets, just having a wonderful time, finding some cool backdrops.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Awesome.
So sticking with like the wedding industry, we talked about how the world's burning, but is the wedding industry getting any better with sort of inclusivity and all that stuff? I
don't think it's going backwards. I think it is very, very snail's pacingly going forward, but like not fast enough. Not fast enough at all. And I get really frustrated because I just think it's so easy to do the baseline things that you can do to just be an inclusive like person in the industry. And yeah, I do have people regularly ask me like, oh, can you take a look at my website and what should I do? And it just something as simple as like, don't have just bridal prep on your, a lot of people's packages will run from bridal prep to first dance. Yeah. Like that language already. What if you're two men looking at that? Or what if you're a non-binary person and you don't want to be referred to as a bride? That's already like, that's enough for someone to see to go, okay, I'm not going to use you. There's really simple stuff like that you can be doing. And also when it comes to going back to like tokenism, I think a lot of people think I'll organize a shoot with a couple of color, or I'll organize a shoot with someone in a wheelchair, and then I'll do that, and then that will make me inclusive. But if you're not kind of actively advocating for or uplifting people from minority ethnicities or queer people or whoever it is, like daily and kind of in your life, if you're not choosing to use those small businesses, or if you're not speaking about things like the PIP cuts that happened this year, then like people who are from those communities will see you and will be like, I see through you. This is tokenism. Yeah. This is bullshit. I can't remember what the question was. I just went off on a rant there. Oh, the wedding industry.
I can't remember what the question was either.
It basically it was an invitation to rant.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah,
asking if the industry's getting better or not. So, yeah.
So I think like when you look at stuff like the big names, our big like Hitched and our big, what are the other ones? Bride book or stuff like that. I don't really pay a huge amount of it. Is there a bride book?
Bride book.
I made that up.
I feel like there probably is a bride book. Actually,
it was a thing. It probably still is.
Is it still? I can picture it like a blue logo. I don't know if I invented that name.
Bridebook.com. Purple
blue logo.
Oh yeah,
purple. That's a little bit colorblind. It might be. It's great when it comes to editing. What color is this?
Yeah. Oh, you do a lot of black and white photography. Yeah.
This is my vibe. This is how I like it. They go hard on Pride Month, right? Those things. They love to make their little logo rainbow colored on Pride Month. But I don't know if. I know there are people within places like Hitched who are really trying. I'm friends with one of the editors and she's so amazing and she's trying so hard. But when you're part of like a big conglomerate, is that the word? Conglomerate. Big monster company. Then it's really hard to make your voice heard. I think that they are heading in the right direction, just not fast enough, is my answer.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, there are small people out there who probably aren't moving fast enough either.
Yes, absolutely.
Or
yeah.
And dare I say, even people who don't care, which is a shame.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
we won't speak about those bastards, will we?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck off. Fuck off, you guys.
If you didn't get it from Kim's website, you're not welcome here. Yeah, no, going back to tokenism, sometimes it can, I often feel I don't mind showing, like, so for example, you mentioned the logo with the rainbow thing, right?
Yeah.
I was like, when Pride Month happened, that was the first thing that we did. I was like, Greg, let's do this.
Yeah.
Because, and Greg actually he was like, is that being tokenistic?
Mm.
And I remember...
I said some people might view it as that.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, fine.
Yeah.
But I think if people know us,
Yes.
they'll understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching, I think it was a TikTok video, and I've spoken about this before. It was, someone sitting on a train looking really nervous, and this big masculine man comes and sits beside them, and there's a bit of tension in the video, and then he's got a pride bracelet on. There's a sign, instant comfort, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That was the sort of vibe that I wanted to just put forth.
Yeah.
Like, if you couldn't tell from our website, because it speaks a lot about elopements and all that kind of stuff. Just right at the top, I just want to make sure that people understand that they're welcome and they should feel comfortable here. Yeah. That was kind of the first thing. So
yeah, but that's it. It's not just that you're just doing it, just for pride, and then you don't speak on or advocate for any other time. Like that's when it becomes tokenistic. If it's like, I'm just going to do this for this one day or 1 month of the year, and then I'm going to go back to ignoring it. Then
God,
do better.
100%.
Yeah.
I was on your No, I was on your Instagram.
Because my TikTok is dead, so don't go there.
Oh, now we should all flood Kim's TikTok. Why is it dead? What happened? What do you mean it's dead? Is it really dead?
I can't really be bothered with TikTok in terms of like, I really like, and maybe I need to do something clever here, but I love my algorithm. Instagram, right? It's just weddings. My algorithm is weddings. That's what it is. I don't have a personal Instagram. TikTok, my algorithm is just kind of like weird animals, and I really want it to keep it that way. I'm posting
Weird
about weddings. That's like,
when you say weird animals, what are we talking about? Like cats that do weird shit?
People who like adopt animals. Like I follow a guy called, it's like Wolfgang 1701 or something, and he just adopts elderly dogs that nobody wants anymore, that like are about to die, and like a turkey and a pig that he just lives with them. They just have a really nice life on their farm, that kind of stuff. I do have a dream of one day like living in somewhere with some land where I can just collect all the sad animals that nobody wants and just love them until they die. And I want to keep my algorithm like that. I don't want to see weddings on TikTok. It's like my safe space to go to.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know if like, does anyone else have this problem? So I do the TikTok thing. Greg doesn't do the TikTok thing.
Yes,
I don't even go
Good
on it.
for you. Good for you, Greg. You're better than all of us.
Yeah, you stay. You are better than all of us. Don't lower yourself. But there is like, I am more than happy to like leave comments on something that I would, like I'll pick fights with knobheads. I've stopped doing that recently because I realized that I've seen a video that made me go into the comments. It's like not an agreeable video, so I'm just like, what are people saying about this? I'll pick a fight. And now I'm getting more. I was getting loads of that, and I don't want that.
No.
I don't want that, and I've got more things to do with my time. Than picking fights with right-wing idiots. But yeah, anyway, so that was a sidebar. Anyway, so I'm on your Instagram, not your TikTok, because clearly it's just I mean, you've got some great stuff on your TikTok.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I came across this post.
What have I said?
I'm gonna read it. I'm
What have I
terrible
said?
at reading things live,
Okay,
but I'll
that's
read
okay.
it.
It's a safe space.
Thanks. It's absolutely normal to feel sad when it feels like everyone around you is winning awards and making top 50 lists and being asked to speak at events, and you aren't. You are Kim, so thanks. It's totally okay to sit with that sadness and feel it, and then it's vital to recount all the things you did achieve.
Yes.
All the things that made people happy, the countless times you captured a photo that someone will treasure forever, the dozens of things that you do that go unseen. And then you've written, you are valued, you are loved, and you are enough. And here's the big secret. Most of the time, it's all about who you know anyway.
Wow,
I like
I'm
that
wise.
post quite a lot.
Me too. I forgot I'd written that.
That was a great post. A great
Thank
post.
you.
And I
Thank
think, I do think, and I don't know if this is relatable to a lot of people, but I have sat in that sadness. You know?
I think most people will have at
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Well, yeah, I think
Um,
that specifically came off of for 2 years in a row I was on the top 50. What's the list?
Hang on.
UK wedding photographers?
UK.
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
Is it UK? Yeah, it is that. Yeah.
Who is that?
Well done, Gregory. You are better than all of us.
Thank God for Greg. What do we do without you? Just be us circling, spiraling out of control. And then that initially, when I got on that the first time, I was like, I'm only on this list because I made this big deal about men. That was my thought process. The only reason I'm on this list is because I had an Instagram post, blow up a little bit, and that's the only reason I'm on this list. And then when I was on it the second time, I was like, ooh, maybe I'm actually okay at photography. Maybe I'm an okay photographer. Cool. And then you're not on it, and then you're like, oh no, I knew it. I see. I told everyone I was only on it for one specific reason. And this is all bullshit, and it's all in my head. And who knows why I was on, the list. And I'm choosing to believe the lovely things that they wrote about me. And, you can't be on all the lists all of the time. But I was catching myself in this spiral and was like, this is what I do all the time. And is why I really struggle with social media. And I have to take regular steps away from Instagram. Because my go-to thing that I think so many people can relate to is I see someone else's stuff and I just think, I could never be that good. I could never take that picture. Why didn't I get that job? Why didn't they book me? They look like a couple that would have booked me. And we're completely like centering myself all the time in other people's shit. And it's not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for my business. It's not good for my mental health to do that. And I remember years ago, I think it was maybe my therapist or someone telling me, like, we are all the main characters in our own stories. And whenever I find myself in this loop, I just have to be like, they probably don't know I exist. Oh my God, calm down. It's not all about you. Center yourself. And if that means stepping away and closing the app and not going on Instagram for a week, then that's what it is. Like, that's what I will do. But yeah, that I know that post resonated with a lot of people, and I think I worry sometimes that people have a biggish Instagram following, and sometimes I meet people and I almost feel like they're a little bit intimidated by me, and that really freaks me out. I think I don't ever want to put out there that, like, because yes, I was on a couple of lists and now I get to be, a mentor at Thrive, which is so fucking cool. But I want to just be so transparent and remind people that, like, I also feel all of the time like I'm an imposter. I don't belong in spaces and shouldn't be where I am. We all feel it, and we've all felt it. And it's a constant, it's a work in progress to constantly catch yourself when that's happening and step out of it and be like, what are the good things that I have done that no one's going to give me an award for, but that I don't need an award for, that, like, it just make me feel good, and I know it's helping other people and makes them feel good. That is what is important. Like, that's what we have to remind ourselves of all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And don't read that text that Kim wrote and think, this is her who is winning an award and is speaking at Thrive, and you're going like, You sad, pathetic photographer. Don't feel... Be sad. It's okay. Be sad in my mighty glory.
Yeah, that's definitely not what I'm putting out there.
Yeah. Don't take that vibe.
There was something you said there, like you take like weeks off of Instagram and don't post, but there'll be photographers out there who they feel they can't do that because like what my referrals or my inquiries will dry up if I'm not showing up. I need to do it. Talk to those people because you mentioned you get a lot of referrals for inquiries. How does it impact your inquiries if you take 2 weeks off Instagram?
It doesn't. I took 5 months off of it in 2020. I had like a full burnout, mental health, absolute breakdown. I can't remember if we spoke about it on the last podcast, but like literally laid in bed for 5 months and was just like trying to keep myself alive. And the last thing in the world I was going to be doing was going on Instagram. It just so happened to like, it was a COVID time. So, you know, weddings weren't happening. So it was like a position where I was able to do that. I think I wasn't not showing up for weddings. But when I came back from it, this is when I had this realization that when I came back from that 5 month break of Instagram, I only had a couple of thousand followers at the time, but it was a really engaged audience. And I came back and was like, I'm only going to show up completely and authentically myself now. And that means when I'm here, I'm going to be so present and post with my whole heart. And it also means there's going to be times when I'm not showing up at all. And it might be a week, or sometimes it's 3 weeks, or in the middle of the wedding season, it might be 2 months. It might be like July and August. Haven't got time for you, Instagram. But I think that it works in two ways, because when I'm, like I say, when I am on Instagram, I'm on it with everything. Like I'm giving the captions everything I have, and I'm putting effort into my posts, and I'm making it something worthwhile. I think Instagram has changed so much in the last few years, especially with TikTok coming in and kind of filling a lot of the gaps that Instagram used to fill. But that people they don't need to see you on their stories every day. The algorithm, I don't think, lets you see people on their stories every day. I don't know what it's doing. They will often go and refer to Instagram after they've seen your website or after they've been referred to you. And I often see it as like a sort of extra portfolio, somewhere that they can go and actually see way more images than that's on my website, and read those captions or go through the highlights and kind of find out who I am in more depth. I think it is. Did you hear my doorbell? It's not.
Oh my God, is that your Switch too? You son of a bitch.
It's not a Switch. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to answer it. But oh man,
you're not going to answer it. Come on.
I'm just so popular.
You have to answer the door. That's so against brand if you don't.
What if someone sent me a Switch? I don't know if you can see it.
We should have planned ahead with that.
No, we should have done. I swear though. I know it's very unlikely that this won't be a Switch, but I might die if it is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes?
I don't know what it is. I think it's...
Oh, a secret unboxing.
Yeah. Look at this tape.
Well, that's cute.
I definitely haven't ordered anything, so this might be a thank you thing from a client or something.
A thank you thing from a client?
It might be. It says photo only. Shall I open it? Was this terrible podcasting?
Yes. If you're okay to open it. This is exciting.
I don't know what it is. I do regularly order things and forget that I've ordered it, so who knows? Oh, well, God. There's so many bits of tape. Did I open the PS5 last time?
No,
you somehow had good restraint and just sat at the side.
Yeah.
I can't remember the first thing I played. I think it was Horizon Forbidden West. That must have been the first thing.
New Horizon.
I'm pretty sure I got that for that game. It's got so much tape on it. I'm going to need to go get scissors. Is this terrible podcasting? I'm going to put it to one side.
No, it's fine. No.
Shall I do it?
I secretly want to know what it is. Yes. Go. I want to. I don't know. I don't know about you listeners, but quite frequently I'm watching unboxings. I know I'm one of these people.
Oh, really?
Just like... Yeah. I love watching an unboxing.
What do you like about it?
Usually you know what it is.
Shall I give you some ASMR?
I don't know what it is. Some of the videos... Oh.
Stop talking over it, Simon.
You're right, sorry. Sorry, I wasn't ready. Can do it again. Rattle your nails over the box. Well, that's it.
I was going to breathe on it, but I don't really know what else they do. Is that what you like?
Sniff test.
Oh, what is it? Oh, I know what this is. I can't show you.
It.
I think this is my wedding outfit.
Oh, what? Your wedding outfit.
That's what it is.
Wow. Okay.
Shall I
enough.
give you a sneak peek?
Only if you feel comfortable.
Oh, that looks like a lovely potato. I cannot see. I'll have to rewatch
I totally
it when
forgot
I'm
about that. I thought it was a present because it had nice wrapping. I think that might be why I'm wearing
it looked
for our
lovely.
Lisbon wedding.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always
At
getting
least
good deliveries.
It's relevant. It's on. It's part of. It's wedding related delivery. That's not a PS5, but that's not bad.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad we got to keep that on brand. That was great. It wouldn't be a Kim Williams episode if you didn't get delivery.
I do feel like it's giving the impression I get deliveries every day. I literally never buy anything. just specifically when I'm podcasting you. That's the only time.
Oh,
I have
wonderful.
no idea what we were talking about. Where were we? I don't know where we were.
I can't remember.
I'm so sorry.
We've got notes.
Greg,
Hang on, I've
help
got
us,
notes.
Greg.
Right, hang on.
I've lost it as
Oh
well.
no, we've broken Greg.
We went off script a little bit. The next question that isn't got a tick next to it is curating creating a safe space for clients to be wholly themselves. What does that look like in practice? That's the question I've got here.
Yeah. Well, I think
go into that.
The first thing that helps me with that is having on my inquiry forms and any kind of correspondence I then will have someone is asking things like things that will help access requirements, things that will what is my box called on that bit? I think it is called accessibility requirements. A little box for that bit. Things that will help. And then we'll discuss in our first email, I have a bit that was anything at all that I can help with, anything that is helpful for me to know, anything that I can be mindful of, any sensory needs or anything that you're terrified of or anything of that. It's asking the question because every single person is different and has different things. Most of the time people will put that in that initial box. Be like, I have, I'm autistic and wind noise overstimulates me. So if we're in Brighton, and it's a windy day, can we stay away from the beach? So things like physical things or stuff like I, might be a wheelchair user. So, need to be, use spaces that I can access. Or one of my clients, whose wedding is up this year, we just did their pre-wed and they are both, registered blind, so they had their can our guide dog come with us and be in that shoot? So things like this, but it doesn't always have to be something that is a physical disability. It can just sometimes be I'm just really, really self-conscious. I really don't like being in front of the camera, and that is 99% of my clients anyway. But I think what I like to bring to every shoot and what I'm able to do really well is get that vibe straight away, whatever it is that they need, and hold a shoot that doesn't feel like you're having your photo taken. It's, on wedding days, having those 10 minutes to go and take a couple off, but actually it feels like we're just hanging out and we just so happen to be taking some pictures while that's going on. That is the key way, I think, when we've got past okay, what can we physically do to make this easier for you? Then when it comes to the moment of taking the pictures or capturing the video, just making you feel fucking great and shouting compliments at you and making you feel amazing.
Yeah.
I love to listen when we're editing and I will hear Tristan's video of me and I'm like, oh my God, will she ever shut up? You're so loud. Oh my God, you guys are amazing, because I just get I genuinely believe it and I get so excited. It's my favorite, thing that I do.
We're going to interrupt this podcast to bring you an advertisement for PickTime. Our buddies at PickTime, we love PickTime. If you want to elevate your business, PickTime's maybe the way to do it.
It's an online gallery delivery service.
It's a really good looking one, which is initially how we got into the service. It just looks better than all the other kind of platforms that we personally use.
Yeah, we've over time got to know the owners, got to know the people behind it. Lovely people, great support system there as well.
There's just so many tools at your fingertips with PickTime. the marketing and the blogs and the slideshow features.
Yeah, there's so much more than just a gallery delivery service. You've got all those things that Simon was talking about. You can create your own blog from it. You can create slideshows. One new feature that I really love is the vendor network. It's where you can use AI to curate a gallery for a specific supplier. So you could use AI to gather all the photos of the flowers and send them to the florist, and they would have that gallery specific just for them.
It's kind of a mind-blowing feature.
Yeah.
And we might as well be taking advantage of AI before the uprising and it starts taking advantage of us. So let's just all bear that in mind.
Yeah, and not to mention the built-in store, and that way you can just make more money while also having a nice, aesthetically pretty gallery.
Yeah. And if you want to sign up today, you can get a free month if you use Perspective at checkout.
Yeah.
So if you want to test out for free for a month, go for it.
Take your business to the next level with Pick Time.
Amazing. Yeah, look, you can never have too much hype on a wedding day. Well, I suppose you have to read some vibes out.
Yes.
But in my opinion, you can never have too much hype if you just blend it into the energy of the room. But yeah, absolutely. Throw compliments at people. I love it.
And what I'm trying to do recently, actually, is something in the last kind of specifically this year, is like really leaning into like quiet moments as well and letting them happen. I think for so many years I've been so like, can't let people get bored or feel uncomfortable, so keep moving, keep talking, keep changing, keep now we're going to go over here, now we're going to sit here. But I'm feeling way more comfortable and confident in myself to just be like, I'm actually just going to let you sit, and I'm going to go really far away over here, and I'm just going to let you be. And I would never start a session like that, because I think that's when people go, oh my God, what does she mean? What else do we do? What do we do with our hands? But when we're enough in it, just to be like, I'm just going to give you a moment. It doesn't work with every couple. Some couples need you to be like hand holding, basically, throughout the whole thing, and they need a lot of help. But some people, you just kind of feel like the vibe is right, and just like, actually, this is a really gorgeous setting. Take it in. Just do whatever you need to do. But so it's just
let's. Oh, sorry.
No, you go. You go.
I was just going to say, let's stick on this train. This how you work with clients. Because and a lot of people have asked us how we started this podcast, and it was like, we go to weddings, and at every weddings there's a photographer, and that photographer works so differently from every other photographer. And you'd go to workshops, and that would be, you'd see them, oh, that's how that person works, so this how like, oh right, of course, of course you don't know this, because you're not in our privileged position of working alongside some of these amazing creatives. So how do you approach being with a couple, and I suppose it maybe starts with getting to know them as people and all that kind of stuff. So probably let's start there in the conversation, and then we'll move on to the physical things that you get them to do, or your approach to posing or whatever.
Yeah, I think I pretty much insist with all of my people that inquire, if they want to have a Zoom call. Like, that is the first step, really. So even before they have necessarily booked, I'm like pretty insistent on wanting to meet everybody, because partly because I want to get the vibes. Sometimes with an email you can tell straight away, like, oh, hello, these are my people, but it's not the same as like meeting them and seeing them and how they interact with each other specifically. So getting them both on the Zoom call starts there, and then I'll often be like, let's be Instagram friends, please. Please like say hi, and so I can follow you back, and then I can find out you've got a dog. Oh, great. Your dog is your baby. Wonderful. Let's make that part of your shoot. It's why I still love pre-wed so much. And though it's not part of my package anymore, because I just couldn't possibly make that work. Lots of my couples, I said 50-50. I'd say like about 50% of my couples will book a pre-wed. And that is my favorite thing, because then when it comes to their wedding day, we truly just feel like they're bezies, and I absolutely get them. But if they haven't done the pre-wed, then I'll make sure by their wedding I'll have spoken to them at least twice. I'll have spoken to them on a Zoom call when they inquire, and then when they do their pre-wed form, and then I'll get that back. And usually around a month, 3 weeks before their wedding day, I'll make sure we have like a nice conversation where we're going through the timeline, but mostly again, I'm just kind of like getting the vibes. And I think this is where being a little bit of a chameleon, a little bit of a middle child is very helpful, where I can just kind of, you know, blend in to whatever the vibe is that I'm getting and be like, oh, that's it. You guys are actually, there's a little bit of silliness in there. I can feel that silly. I'm going to pull that out. Or, oh, you're really like this couple is very actually secretly romantic. And I think they would really enjoy these kinds of images. I'll also like always say to people, please share with me anything that you like. It doesn't have to be my work. It could just be like a Pinterest image, things that you like, because it's so helpful. I love it as a creative because it gets me out of my same old poses like mindset of seeing other people's stuff and managing expectations, because then I can be like, actually, this is not possible because this is a picture from a sunset in a Californian beach and we're shooting in a barn in Essex, so that doesn't look the same.
Slightly different vibes, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to get the same light. But it helps me to know, okay, this is kind of what they're envisioning and can I make this work? So it's just like constant dialogue, just like all the time, just speaking with people. And again, like when I mentioned with bringing Tristan into my business, sometimes there's this kind of little superpower thing that some people just have of like being able to attune to people and kind of getting, you know, reading the energy or reading the aura. And I definitely, without getting too woo-woo, I feel like I have. That's one of my little woo-woo things. I can just kind of feel the vibes of people, but you know.
That's such a Leo thing to do.
Actually, I'm an Aquarius. Can you not see it on my neck?
I can't.
Pixelated.
I'm sorry.
You're so far away.
You're just a potato to me, Cam. You're just goddamn.
I can't wait till we meet in real life, and I'll be able to be like, see your sharp faces in all their sharpness.
You'll be like, who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Just need to close my eyes, and I'll recognize your voices.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. So you're with your couple.
Yep.
You've got your location, or have you scouted? Do you know what's your approach to the location? I suppose.
Oh, I'm a big fan of a little scout out. Not necessarily like before the day, but I will if I'm shooting in a new city, specifically a new place. I'll always go there early. I'm that person that's like, if I'm not 2 hours early, then I'm late. I'm that person, which can be really annoying.
Amazing.
For me, just for me. Like, what am I going to do now? I'm too early.
Walking the streets like a tramp.
Yeah, just wandering about. But I love going and taking. I actually have a reel on my Instagram of when I did this in Chester earlier this year, new city I had not been to before, and I do my little walk and I like took videos of all of the places I wanted to bring. We had like an hour and a half on that day. It was a small wedding of about 20 people where we were just going to walk with the whole wedding party and just kind of stop and take pictures and walk through the city. So I did that kind of, I'll always map out a walk. That is like something that people, I hadn't realized until recently, one of my Google reviews from a couple in your neck of the woods in Glasgow. We shot in April or May. Lush. What a lush city. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Fell in love with it. Yeah. It's so nice. And they were so terrified about their pictures of the two of them. Really, really scared about it. And we were doing them before the ceremony. And so they were like, we don't want to go further than like 2 minutes of the venue, and we don't want to be out for like more than 10 minutes. And I was like, okay, this is major. Fuck, I gotta get this right.
Where was the venue?
It's called...
Oh no, I was testing you and you failed, Kim.
I failed. I can pick citations. Citations? Because I'm picturing Cinemate, but it's a similar word. Citation.
Citations, similar. All right, cool. Okay.
Center. And I love that part. Okay. That part was just beautiful.
It's good.
So gorgeous. Like,
good architecture. Yeah.
There was a queer couple. Lovely. We had the big rainbow road. It's like, hello, this is...
I was going to say, did you go there? Yeah.
Of course. And so mapped, we'd actually gone up and stayed a couple of days before, just to have a couple of days to just have a lovely time in the city. So by that point, I had really like picked out all the places we were going to go. And that was the biggest thing they raved about. And the Google review they left us was like appreciating so much how we'd done that beforehand. So there was no like stopping, and it was also fucking freezing because it was like windy. April. It must have been early April. And they're in dresses and they're so cold. So it's like, move as fast as you can because they are shivering. They're cold. Just like not having to stop and go, oh, where should we go next? You know, should we go over here? Like that is all part of, I think, the experience of making people feel comfortable is like holding this space and maybe this comes from my days as a teacher because I was a drama teacher for a decade. And like holding space and just making people feel comfortable and knowing that you've got them. And when you're teaching kids, they're like mirrors. If you waver for a second, then they're in and you have lost control of the room. The trust is gone and they've taken over. So there's a little bit of that, like, that holding space for people and just going, I've got all your anxiety. Give it to me. I'm holding it for you and I'm not going to like let you see it. And it's locked away and it's gone for this time. And you're just going to want to make you feel like a rock star. And then you can have it back at the end of the day. Otherwise, I'll be an anxious wreck. I can't keep all the anxiety.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Forever and ever.
Yeah. I have a question here actually, which I suppose I probably don't need to ask. Well, are you? So you mentioned your VAT situation. You don't want to ghost in the background.
No, it's a seagull. I'm being terrorized by a seagull. I don't think you can see
just one.
Yeah.
Grumpy seagull.
Yeah, if anyone's been following can you hear the knocking? It's literally banging at the door.
We heard it. Yeah.
There's two blown out in the background, but it literally. If I open the door, it would walk in. It just. It lives. It just helps itself. It walks in.
Walk in and say, "Can I have a sandwich, please?"
Yeah. It likes the cat food. So it's going to bang in the background. It started doing it in the middle of the night, which is absolutely terrifying to wake up to.
Wow.
Sorry.
Right. So, so you weren't doing videos. No. Oh my god.
Do you hear it? This is my life. If I open the door, it will walk in.
No wonder you're moving house.
It actually does sound like it's chapping the door.
It has like fucking wrecked the windows. We've had to tell our estate agent, our landlord, we're like, please don't charge us for the doors. It's a seagull like, terrorizing us. I think it's going to break through.
I'm picturing this seagull that has like one gammy leg.
Oh no,
it's grey.
It's very beautiful. This is a very well-fed seagull.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. I've never heard a seagull being described as beautiful, but okay, fair enough. They're just rats with wings at the end of the day. But yeah, fair enough. Anyway, sorry. Videos, right? I know. Tristan does them. I do have a little intriguing thing here, and I don't want to have a go at you, right? This isn't coming off like that, but. You are using commercial music in your films, I've noticed.
Yeah, baby.
Has that not been an issue?
Never. Never in 10 years.
Like posting stuff online?
Well, I don't post online.
Our stuff gets.
I think that's probably why.
Oh, okay.
I just don't bother posting videos online. I think that is the difference of being like how for me our all day photo and film package probably like makes up 25%. 25% of our bookings. It's I would say like I love offering the video as an add-on, and especially when I move forward into like dropping down, probably the biggest thing I'll do is like I'm maybe looking into like finding ways of being like videographers do y'all want to collab and kind of like, you know, the way offer in that sort of way that I'm sure you do with photographers, because I love the videos that we make, and I love people's reactions to them, because they often are like, they love it more than the photos and they love the videos so much. But I can't, I don't know what it is, an attention thing, but editing, I get so bored. I get so bored editing them. Which is why Tristan's been doing it for 2.5 years.
And he's done. Yeah. He's now leaving. No, he's like, no more. If I remember correctly, your videos they're just so you've got about 4 tracks on there, and it's just like very simple, start to finish. Yeah. Are there any recorded? Is there any audio?
Yeah, we always record ceremony and speeches, and we always record that sound, and they obviously get put in their full videos, but we just go by couple. Like, do you want, most people like the recorded voices of the speeches to be in there. Some people want ceremony as well. Most of the time people just go for speeches, but it's very much, some people are like, nah, just music. We don't want any of that in the highlights video. So we just work with whatever each couple wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Our notes are okay. Sorry, you show and tell. It says here show and tell, Greg. Why did it say that?
Well, we got show and tell.
No, we're not. Are we ready? We're not ready. It's too early.
Ready anytime.
People need to get.
Everybody's always ready.
I'm so intrigued by show and tell. I'm very intrigued.
Oh yes, because it's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. No, but people are mid-drive and they're guaranteeing at least 2 hours of entertainment because they've got 2 hours to this wedding, Greg. We've got to keep the masses entertained. Who else are they going to listen to? Joe Rogan? I don't fucking think so, buddy. Let's talk about your branding. Sure. I think maybe I can almost guarantee that we talked about your branding on the last episode.
We won't have, because I didn't have it. I didn't have it then. It's all new.
You didn't? Okay,
Nuh-uh.
right. So I thought your website was new.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your website. It's new. Mm-hmm. When did it get thingied?
So the rebrand and all the website stuff is about all the rebrand stuff was about 2 years ago. And then the website was about a year and a half ago or a year ago. I think that's right. Brand new website that came with it. So I had always just done my own website. I think it was on no, when I spoke to you guys last, it will have been.
I think you had your.
No.
I want to say you had your branding done. No,
I didn't.
Because it was really?
Yeah, definitely not. It was definitely, because it was in this is the second flat I've lived in since I spoke to you, and it was in the last one. I can picture doing it all in that flat. So that was my incredible brand designer, Vicky Perry-Reed, who is a babe. I found her because I'm obsessed with Flutter Darlings, as everyone knows. I love Flutter Darlings confetti with all my heart, and I loved their branding. So I was like, who did this? And then they put me in touch with Vicky, who did it. And then Vicky, was like, this is the first time I'd ever worked with an actual branding person rather than just having a logo I made 10 years ago. The way she dissected my business it made me see my business in a whole new light. And I feel like she put together a sort of guideline. I forget what she calls it, a branding guideline or something, before she'd even designed anything, just of what I was already doing. And I was like, it gave me about a 200% confidence boost just in what I was doing, just by what she was like, this is what you do already. Wow. It made me feel so good. And then I was like, whatever. My favorite thing when it comes to anything creative is find amazing people and just let them do whatever they want to do. Just let them rock it. So I was like, what do you think? I have no notes, just go. What do you think I am? And she usually would do a few different designs, but she just came back with this stuff straight away. And I was like, yep, sold, boom, love it, let's go. It was really, I just loved her vision and her colors and the little cartoons and the illustrations and the little GIFs. And it's just so fun. Yeah. And just so me.
I've just gone very quickly to vickyperrydesign.com.
Yeah.
And you can instantly tell that she did your website.
Yeah, right?
The use of color and all the little things, very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very colorful.
She's
Someone's
amazing.
looking for bright color, website rebranding. It's very cool vibe.
So when it came to do my website, I basically then found it was her. I went to whoever did her website, which is Soph Designs. I can't remember I think it's just Soph Designs as her branding name. So she did Vicky's website, and her and Vicky work together. So Vicky designs it and then Soph makes it. In my limited knowledge of website making. So they work together.
Site developed by Studio Soph?
That's it, Studio Soph. Studio Soph. Yes, Studio Soph. And they were both, it was, it wasn't cheap. We put a lot of money into it, but it's so worth it. So worthwhile. And a few people have asked me over the last year or so, oh my God, who's on your website? Who's on your branding? I've sent them their names and they've said, oh, they're quite expensive. The first thing I say is 2 wedding bookings and we paid all that back. 2 of our top package bookings is done. And I think it's so worth it because people comment on it a lot. And I know I just had a booking yesterday from clients who were like, we just went on your website and immediately were like, oh my God, it's so, when it's, you. It speaks to me. It's gonna, there's gonna be some people out there who like a little editorial moment who are going to be like vomiting at the sight of my website. There's too much color.
That's the purpose of it.
Exactly, and that's the purpose. It's doing exactly what I need. It's finding my other little magpies out there who like shiny things and reeling them in.
Yeah,
they're both incredible.
If you're saying that she nailed it straight away and like knew who you were straight away, that's where her skill comes from. Like she is worth paying for that.
Absolutely. Like so much. I would have paid double. It's like one of those things where when you find the right person, then it just made it so easy. And also they both dealt with, Tristan was the one doing the back end of making the website with Soph. With Vicky's branding design was just when it was just me. But like my absolute haphazardness of admin, they dealt with that so well. I don't know how to reply. I don't know how to answer your questions. They were both so flexible. Yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely go check out those websites. VickyPerryDesign.com and studiosoft.co.uk if you're interested.
Powerhouse
They're
women.
cool.
Powerhouse women.
Wedding traditions. And I've not written this, but trends as well. What wedding traditions and trends do you love, and which ones are you not so keen on at the moment?
I don't know. I always struggle with like arts because I don't like people doing anything that doesn't feel authentically them. So any part of like a traditional wedding, if you're going to break down the traditions of a wedding, it's like stay apart from each other, be given away if you're a woman. Be given only have men speaking at weddings, your dad, your best man, your groom. What else have we got going on? Cutting a cake, doing a first dance. Like if those are the traditions, then if they're not serving you, why the fuck are you doing them? Don't do them. And what I love about my clients is very few of them do any of that. Like there's and if they do, they're doing it because they're like, we love cake. We are cake people. So we're going to have 7 cakes and we're going to cut all of the cakes. All right. My clients this year in the, I want to say Navy. It could be RAF. And so have the swords, the big swords that they have in the RAF. And so they were like, we're going to cut the cakes with our swords. Like that. And they had little Colin the Caterpillar cakes and they cut the heads off with the swords, and that was fantastic. Like if you're just doing a tradition because it's a tradition, then boo boo boo. But if you're like, if it serves you and it's authentically you and it works for you, or it looks really fun, you want to have a really fun like choreographed dance, then sick, do it. But I would say I very rarely see traditions at weddings, to be honest with you. Most of my weddings are they're not doing any of that. So, which I enjoy. Yeah.
And what about the photography trends in the industry right now? Like, are you dipping into some of them, or do your clients not go down?
Yeah,
blurry out of focus. Like, is that a detail? You'll never know. Motion blur. I don't know.
Wow. That's the sound effect.
Nice portrait.
I think that's how they do it. I think
actually, to be fair, during the dancing, I see photographers doing this. Flash.
That does work though. I do that shutter drag. That's called shutter drag and light trails, and that's got a thing.
That's a thing.
Actually, I think we find. I don't think I'm very good at knowing what the trends are. As a very non-trendy person, I don't really like the people I want to look at in terms of photography are probably not trendy, doing the trends and the trendy people. So I very rarely know what the trends are. I think I do a lot of Dutch tilt accidentally every single day because I apparently can't shoot straight. I do then spend.
That's totally in. That's totally in right now. That's so editorial of you, Kim.
I spend hours straightening my gallery, so I'm then like taking the trend away because I can't. I need it to be. I was trying the last year. I've like switched it to the mode, so I have my little line. This the technical photography stuff going over here, guys. The little line through your viewfinder.
The little line
that helps you know if you're shooting straight. And I think because I'm chatting so much just chatting so much shit while I'm taking photos that I'll have it lined up and then I'll be like, yes, queen. And then like it's gone. Like I've ruined the angle. So wonky shooting. Hell yeah. All over that. I don't think I'm the right person to talk to you about trends. I think I don't really look at for inspiration other photographers. I think I get my like inspiration from like the world and film, like movies and even books. Like I'm obsessed right now with reading kind of like, how would I describe it? Like Japanese cozy fiction, I think is what I'm into, the genre I'm reading right now.
I've not heard of that.
I don't think it is. I don't know if it's necessarily the actual genre, but stuff like the Morizaki Bookshop. And I've just finished reading Scattered All Over the Earth. And they're just like lovely stories about people. They're all set in Japan. It's made me desperate to go to Japan. I just want love even just reading those books, the way that they describe the scenery and the way that they describe the frames, that's like what inspires me when I want to take pictures rather than, and movies, you know, or TV shows. Like we're watching Race Across the World right now. Is that what we call it? Race Across the World, which is like don't know if you see it. It's like a documentary show where they'll literally race across the world and it's just people traveling across the world. But some of those frames are just so beautiful. Yeah. That's where I get more inspiration from. So probably not really. But you know, you do you. If people like to shoot details blurry and there's an audience for that, great. Great. Great stuff.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. What's your next? So obviously we've talked about again the VAT and wanting to lower your earning. But what's next for Kim?
Well, I am. That's my kind of life crisis right now. I think that I'm in. Not necessarily crisis, but this is a whole new stage of life. I'm 35, moving to a very quiet town, like moving out of a city. I've always lived in cities. I'm trying to massively scale back my work. So I'm picturing my life with this big empty space, and I don't know yet what I'm going to fill that empty space with. And I think it might be just laying down for a while. It's like not doing a lot. It might be that.
Right.
It might be getting a dog. It might be getting more cats. Or it might be, what I'm really, really excited again for Thrive is to like, I've never done like an in-person, you know, kind of, I've done a few speaking gigs, but nothing ever to this scale. And I've never like, you know, had people come and shoot with me before. And this sort of educating side, I'm really intrigued to see where that goes. I think whenever I found myself at these points in life, and I do think it seems to be quite a cyclical thing of every sort of 5 years or so, I shake my life up massively, but I never know where it's going to go. Like in 2020, I lived in London. I had no idea I was going to be moving to Brighton like that later that year. It just came out of nowhere. Yeah. And now it feels the same. You know, 2 months ago, we had no idea this is where our life was going to go, that we're moving to Folkestone. So I have a big space where whenever this happens, something really awesome comes and opens itself up, and the universe just rolls out a little pathway, and I just go, okay, I'm going to follow this down here. So I think I don't really have a definitive answer for that, other than that's kind of where I am. Like I don't know where I'm going to be even 6 months from now, to be honest. So who knows?
That's very exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
Let's move on to show and tell in a minute, but I do want to ask you about your van.
Oh, my little baby van. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You still got her? Okay.
She's my little baby melon. She's lovely. She has had many breakdowns, but they've always been really cheap little things. So thank you, Melon. That has been
that's fine.
That's one of my biggest pieces of advice to people when they want to get into weddings. I'm like, get yourself a camper van, because the joy. People love her at weddings, personally, just being like, people are so excited when you have a camper van. They love it.
Here's a question. Here's a question, because I was speaking to Rhiannon Neal about this. She was thinking about getting a camper van and potentially doing it through her business. Mm-hmm. How did you purchase your van, and do you run it through your business?
Do we run it through? I didn't purchase it through the business. No. I don't know now, because I do nothing to do with the business now. So now,
excuse me.
well, Tristan does it all. I don't know.
Oh,
I
right.
don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh,
We
it's
got
Tristan.
Tristan.
Sorry, Tristan. Is he like your
He's
Greg?
like, yeah,
Do you?
we all need a Greg in our life.
That's
And I have
nice.
one called Tristan.
Yeah, amazing. Not Chris. What did I,
I
say?
think it's
Christian.
Christian. A lot of people say that. A lot
Yeah.
of people.
Christian.
Or Tristian.
Yeah.
You'll get Tristian.
Yeah.
I just bought it because I was so sick of like staying in premiere-ins all the time. No, I mean, I love a Purple Palace every now and then, but I was like, I like to get out there in the nature. So we're actually coming up again to Scotland in like 3 weeks. France next week for a wedding, and a little stop at Disney on the way, because you gotta stop at Disney on the way.
Yeah, of course you do.
And I am asking Tristan, can we get that through the business as like, if I take a picture of someone there.
What, Disney?
Yeah.
Can I get Disney?
Like, can we put it through?
You're scouting it.
It's
I'm
en
sure you're
route.
scouting it for
It's a
next year.
business trip. We're going to a wedding.
I mean, if you can meet a potential client there,
Right?
then absolutely.
Or if I just take find someone and be like, can I just take a couple of pictures of you, and then boom, done. So again.
I'll send you an invoice.
Yeah,
Oh my
we love
God.
driving around, going up to it's the bit, I don't actually know, it's on the border of Scotland, but where you can see the puffins. I'm so excited to go and see puffins. Farn Island?
Oh, is that Berwick upon Tweed?
I can't remember where it
Is
is.
that Berwick? North Berwick?
Um,
Hang on.
but yeah, there's puffins there, right, where we're going to be there. So I think it's the last week in June, beginning of July.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see that. So,
But with the van, like, you definitely can't. Well, I'm not going to say definitely, but you could buy it through the business thing, because you could justify that you need it to travel to places, and you might need it for the accommodation. So,
but when we bought our new,
there's
we did
someone
just buy
thinking
a
about
new
it.
car, and with the car, we got it through the business on that like business finance thing. And I think we can claim back 50% of the VAT, because it's half used for business, half used for personal, something like that. So I'm sure there will be some smart way of doing it with the van. But the van now must be 4 or 5 years old. I think 4 years old. So before I was, I had a Tristan in my life to run it through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speak to your accountant. There must be a way of doing it.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Don't ask ChatGPT. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I can see you're reaching for it. Don't you dare push that tab. Anyway, show and tell. Show and tell, Kim,
Ooh.
is the portion of the podcast where I pick some images so I can tell you how good you are.
I can't wait to figure out what they are through my pixelated screen.
I mean, so yeah, can you see the TV?
Yes, I can.
It's hard because obviously we've got studio lights,
Yeah,
and it's a TV. It's right. So, I have absolutely done my best to keep it to 3. I'm pretty sure for all the 5 ones, I have kept it to 3
done.
out of full respect for Lisa and the fact that I ramble. So, 3 images of yours. Now, I just want to preface this to say this isn't like these are the best images on your portfolio. It was more just I want to hear the backstory or talk about the composition or just something, because we've spoken to so many photographers and they've got so many images. I'm like, there's no way I can pick the best ones. What is no
Subjective anyway.
Exactly. So, this first image is dance floor. Funnily enough, no shutter drag. Oh no, there's a wee bit of shutter drag. Look at that. Ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna say there it is in action.
Pop a flash and the shutter drag in action. Wonderful on topic. So I loved this image. Mainly because so I'm not sure if I spoke about this in the podcast before, but there was one wedding that we were at, and the photographer had to leave early. And so I was just like, hey, I know how to do the flash and then shutter drag thing. I'll just take some photographs because you're not going to be here, and I'll send them to you. And if they're good enough, you can use them in the gallery. And what I found is I was having a hard time, and this doesn't happen to me very often. I had a hard time getting my confidence level up to get in front of someone dancing and pop a flash in someone's face and do a wiggle.
Yeah.
I found that very, very difficult on a confidence level at a wedding. And I don't know, it might be because to be able to do that, you have to have a certain relationship or an understanding with the couples. And I wasn't too sure if that was communicated through the other photographer. And so I felt like a bit of an outsider coming in without any warning. That's what was going through my head. So I was very hard on myself and my confidence level, which has never been the case if I'm videoing. Never been the case. I like this image. I like this image because this guy, it's a silent disco. They're always fun. This guy's going hell for leather, followed by the woman just under his armpit on her phone. I just found that really funny.
Yeah, is that at all weddings? So someone's in their phone in the background.
Of all, so of all the ramblings, I've just all the words I've just thrown at you. Talk to me back with other words.
And that's podcasting, baby.
Podcasting. Two fucking white guys again with a podcast.
I have...
Give me words.
I'm sorry. Give me words, Kim.
I'm wedding, blah, 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 banana, guacamole. These are my words. I have so much to say about what you just said, because yes to that, all of that. I get that. And that's something I really took for granted, because I love dance floors. I think it's like, I'm probably by that point of the day, I'm so overstimulated. I am just like, woo, like I'm buzzing out of my brain. And by that point in the day, we've been there all day. People know us. They're having fun. They're a little bit pissed. And so like, I feel so confident getting involved and just getting up in there. I also always say to my couples when they book all day package that I don't have a specific end time that we will leave unless there's something specific going on in the evening. I'll just vibe the dance floor basically, because there will be a point sometimes where where you can feel it on the dance floor where they're like, can the photographer fuck off? I just want to dance with my top off and it's like, I don't want it to be captured. And again, that's not something that you can necessarily like pinpoint down to what it is, but sometimes you just feel it. You're like, okay, they're done. We've got enough. They're done. We're out of here. And this one I think it was still like daylight in this TP, because this was a June wedding quite a few years ago. And it was, it's light until like 10 o'clock at night. So I think this one was like a daytime kind of silent disco vibe. So it was still fairly early on in the day. But I didn't realize that was a confidence thing until I shot a fairly recently. And I had someone come and shoot with me. Who was Gen Z.
Don't think she's coming back.
Gen Z. Oh, were you still there?
Often they come back mid-sentence, but
oh no.
She's definitely going to stop talking.
Yeah. So what we've reached, ladies and gentlemen, is a buffer point where that's probably not the technical name. It's a thing. Too much data has been rammed through the signal, and Kim's just stopped. Either that or she's still talking, and I don't know. So this is fun.
Oh, gone.
Oh, she left.
She gone.
She gone. She gone, baby. Gone, gone, gone. You know what? It was the nipples, wasn't it?
What?
We were talking about the dance floor and that subtle message that, fuck off photographers. It's when the nipples come out. And what's happened here is Kim's seen the nipples.
That's a hilarious time to rejoin the conversation.
What? Kim's
all I
seen
heard
the
was
nipples and
nipples come out. My Wi-Fi's returned. That's what just happened there. Is my Wi-Fi returned? And it kicked me off by 5G and had a freak out. But I'm now on. Do I need to do anything? It still says recording.
Should be fine. It's recording. Okay. It'll start a new file.
Okay.
And
we're okay.
then it'll continue on again.
I don't know when did you lose me?
By the way, that was really nipples. There's a subtle thing in the dance floor where people are like, fuck off, photographer, and then a little bit more. Go on.
So I only realized this was a confidence thing fairly recently when I had someone come and shoot with me who is a Gen Z, a youngster, a little bubba Gen Z. And I noticed in the dance floor she was like very far away for the whole thing. And I was just like, oh, do you need like a wider lens? Are you, I've got like an 18 or a 24. Is that helpful? So you can get in there? And she was like, oh no, I'm really scared of dance floors. I was like, whoa, I've never thought about them as being scary. Like that was, of course they are. Like, of course they're scary to some people. Absolutely. And if I didn't have a camera in my hand, I would be, I don't like dance floors when I'm not working. They are really scary. Like there's sensory overload. People are like, ooh, too much. It's so loud. Like absolutely. But when I have the camera in my hand, it's entirely different. So I think that's such a valid like thing that you felt, and that a lot of people feel that I didn't realize, like I took for granted fully, that I just felt really comfortable doing it. So I think it's when you've done it a couple of times, I think you'll get more confident at it, just getting there in there on the dance floor. But I don't know, I just love it so much. They're just so, I find them so fun. They're like often my favorite part of the days. When it's a good band or a good DJ, or the silent disco was fucking hilarious because half the people are dancing to the YMCA and everyone else is like doing someone else. Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
I love a silent disco. I've never shot one before.
Yeah, this is my one and only. This
oh my
one here.
God.
So good.
I so want to. Yeah.
It was a strange situation that you felt that sort of fear, because as videographers, we get right in there and we're dancing with
people. Is it the flash?
And you have to, on video, you have to stay there for longer. Like you have to almost awkwardly be in their face and then they interact with you. Whereas it was because it was photography, and I think it was a flash that was
might have been,
making you think differently. You're like, they're going to really notice me.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think
it will just come with the more times you do it.
So your little baby Gen Z, or the images that she got on the dance floor, were they as voyeuristic as you might have thought when she was so far away?
I think it was.
Like how did you coach her through?
Was like, I'm gonna do this with you. Let's go. We can do it. Sort of thing. Come with me and let's get in there. Okay. This was a particularly like wild, it was a big wedding, and it was like everyone was dancing. It's one of those very rare weddings when actually everyone is on there. So it was a big dance floor. And it was really, it was a lot. Not this wasn't this picture, but yeah, that time. So I fully got it. And I think I really loved what she got from where she got it. But I also then got in there myself and got the shots that I love the most. And I just think when it comes, there's lots of things like speeches and stuff where I want to be very far away and I'll use a very long lens, because I think that's like really important for those when people are really having those emotional moments. I like to get on the long lens and stay away and let that play out as it is and happen. But dance floor is one of the few times where I'm like, for me, I gotta get up there and get in the action, because the shots like this, I just think they're so fun. They tell the story so much.
Yeah.
And nipples aren't that
scary, you know? We've all got them.
We've learned a lot today. Yeah, we've all got them. Some more than others, but you know. Right. So this next image, again, I really loved, and I wanted to know how you did it. I was thinking this is a drone, and you've just flown, but I'm probably thinking because of the fact that it's a city, flying's a no-go, so it's probably from a hotel room or a bar window or something quite high up. I'm just intrigued how you managed to get this and how you directed everyone to this bridge. Yeah, because this is quite a technical. You know, this is like a busy fucking place. This in
is
public,
wild.
And you know that has challenges. So tell me about this.
This one was just so awesome. They had Sean and Nick. They had a vision before the day. They were like, we want to get a group shot of everyone on Camden Bridge, and they were like, this is at the Holiday Inn, I think is the hotel, which is where they had their reception. And they were all staying there as well. And they booked me a room. And they're like, we think we booked you a room that has this view. We think your room is that room. And when they got there, they were like, okay, it's not that room. It's dad's room. So dad of one of the grooms, it was his room. So when it came to this point, it was chaos. Of course it is. But most of my weddings are chaos. You roll with the chaos. Like that's the joy. They had a fantastic, I can't remember what they called their like groomspeople gang. I think they call them like I Do crew or something like that. But they had this, those people can be the people on wedding days that make shit happen. And they're all actors, by the way, as well. Actors and writers. Again, actors, fantastic people to have on wedding days because they have got big loud voices and they love people looking at them. They can project. So this is a case of, where had we done the ceremony? Oh, the ceremony was at Screen on the Green. Everyone got on the tube and got to Camden. And then the second we got there, before we went into the Holiday Inn, I'm pretty sure, I was like, follow I Do crew. They all had flags. They had rainbow flags that everyone was following on the journey. So follow the rainbow flags. We legged it, Tom and I, my videographer, legged it up to this hotel room. Had to take Dad's hotel key. I don't think had been warned, which was quite a funny conversation. I was like, can I have your room key? I really hope there's nothing. I've been walking in the room like, don't look at anything. Just go to the window. Don't see anything you don't want to see. The windows, London hotel barely opened, but just enough for us to like hang ourselves out of the window, terrified. And they got on there and we just, again, my videographer who came with me, he's also an actor, big loud voice. So utilized his big loud voice. And I remember saying like, get them to fucking scream. And he just shouted something. And then I think I took this in there's two versions of this. This one is the more zoomed in one. And I did a very wide one because everyone in Camden, it felt like the whole of Camden heard him and the whole of Camden was like, woo! Like everyone was joining in. It was one of those real life cry in the moment. Like I got goosebumps all over my body because it was just like, this is so cool that this is happening. And the shot is just so fun. I love it so much. And then they all filed off the bridge. I think there were people walking across it, but they were like, nope, you're part of the wedding now. So there's probably some strangers in there too, but that's part of the story.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those kind of like where were we kind of pictures where you're like, you can look at this for a long time and see something different each time. I really like that about it.
First thing I think of when I see it is like You've Been Framed, where you'd see all these weddings.
Oh my God, yes,
off a dock
the bridge collapse.
You've Been Framed.
Very UK reference. American listeners won't get it, but
Beatles about, jeez. All right, so next image. Yes. Okay, so you can never have too much confetti, or can you? Because I can't see fucking anything. No full face whatsoever. I mean, to be honest, you're getting close in the middle, but my God, this is carnage, and I love it. Such high energy. Such. This is not in your control, but the concentration of confetti is equal.
Yeah.
There's not like
I would say that pretty much was in my control. This was a wild moment.
What?
So we this was a December wedding last year, winter, very cold outside though. It was sunny. I know. December. It was very close to Christmas.
It looks like summer.
We got so lucky. A rainbow appeared that day, which was so gorgeous. And we only had about an hour of sunlight before, but it just all timed out perfectly. And it was actually such a direct sun. So I'm standing in the door where they exit. This is the Great Barn, I think it's called, down in like Devon or something like that. And you walk out of the barn doors, and typically you'd be the other way around, right? So they're coming out the barn doors. Everyone stood on steps, and we actually got this shot as well on video by Tristan's next to me shooting on video, but also we hovered the drone over the top of it. So I'm pretty sure on Instagram, one of my reels, we got it from a drone point of view, which is really cool. And I love with Flutter Darlings, shout out again, my pals at Flutter Darlings, they're when I have clients that have their confetti, just do one big drop, because I love these pictures so much. And there's obviously this one which is just like full of them, but I continue a shot this moment, so there's obviously some where their faces are a bit more clear, and also made it into a GIF because bloody love a confetti GIF. So fun. And we gathered everyone on the steps and was about to do it the regular way, but I didn't like the light. It was really harsh. So at the last minute, when the couple was stood there, I was like, pause, everyone pause, and just spun them around, basically. I was like, nope, you're going to stand actually with everyone behind you. Because otherwise it's going to be too much going over us, and it just didn't quite feel right. So it was a real last minute, like kind of terrified, have I just made the right call, by spinning them around at the last minute. And I love it so much. I think it's just so fun and crazy.
So Were the couple, were they
Yeah,
just
so
standing there?
they-
It wasn't like a confetti
No,
tunnel
didn't
where they
tunnel it.
walked
I
through?
love not
Okay.
tunneling confetti if I can. It doesn't
Yeah.
always work.
Here you go.
Did you find the drawing?
Oh,
Yeah, it looks so cool.
I did. It is at the Great Barn. Yeah,
Hey.
you're absolutely right. Oh man,
It was
okay.
just so fun. And
That
yeah,
is
so everyone was gathered on the steps. So if it's
Yeah.
a very rare, I would say I can only do this at like a tiny percentage of weddings. But if it works without being too taking too much time, if I can get them in a huddle rather than a line, because I just love these huge moments. I
Yeah.
think they're really, really fun. So yeah, they stood there, and I just did a 3, 2, 1, go,
What?
and everyone threw it.
Yeah. Are you? So you're okay. You're shooting for GIF. That is pretty. Are you? What are you shooting on?
My for photos, Sony A9
Yeah.
IIs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. That makes sense. Hence the very
Oh
fast.
yeah. Oh, she's
images,
speedy.
'cause-
She's speedy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's cool. So yeah, just a big huddle
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
right in the middle, the couple.
Yeah.
I think people
love that.
often
It's not-
Might have
It's
to
not
try,
a
might have
oh,
to try
dude,
that
do it.
sometime.
It's so
love
fun.
that.
And people are, I think I even wrote in
Yeah.
a caption of this post, like, sometimes people are looking at you a bit like, what is she doing? Like, why aren't we doing the regular? Everyone knows we line up outside and we throw it as they walk through. But I knew that we had a sparkler line.
Yep.
If I know we have a
Yeah.
sparkler line coming, then I'm like, I don't want to do 2 lines. Let's do, so sometimes it will be, I'll huddle the sparkles. If huddling the sparkles is going to be easier, I'll huddle those.
Yeah.
Or if it's, but my favorite is to do it, with the confetti, and they do get a bit like, what? They start to line up, and I'm like, but that, if it was the perfect staircase, I was like, just everyone get on the stairs, get as cozy as you can. We were huddled. Yeah, I was stood where the couple were, and at the last minute, I was like, no, switch, go run. And that's something I'm trying to do a lot more at the moment, is like trust my instinct in those moments, because there's so many moments where I've gone, I should have. I wish I'd done that. I wish if the light wasn't right this way or whatever it was. And so I'm trying to do that more recently. Be like, trust the gut.
Amazing. Yeah, 100%. It looks great. I would definitely, if you're driving to a wedding, but get back, have a look at Kim's Instagram, and you'll see it. It was 25 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but
you can
still,
scroll.
This is great. Yeah, Flutter Darlings. I had to look up because I wasn't quite sure you mentioned that, but it's
just a conveyor company. They're just
right?
my favorite conveyor company. I love them.
Yeah.
It just flutters.
Yeah. Are they
Yeah, they're
eco-friendly?
biodegradable.
They're biodegradable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Many venues won't
Yes,
allow them.
because-
but I do love them.
Are you still planting your
Yeah,
trees?
of course we
per
are.
wedding?
Still plant the trees. Yeah. So I don't know where.
Okay,
I don't actually know. I've lost track. Like so many things. I wish I was that person that like counted every wedding. Have you guys done that? Counted every wedding you've done?
There was a point
Yeah,
where we knew how
it just
many,
goes, isn't
but
it?
then a few years
Yeah.
ago we're like,
I'm just the same. The same.
lot,
I've completely lost track of how many I've done and how many trees. But yeah. Do what we can.
It's yeah. I mean, I like the video game aspect of like counting stuff, but as soon as Taylor Jackson said he'd done over 1,000, I was like, well, I fucking lost this game, haven't I? There's no fucking way I'm doing 1,000 weddings. No fucking way. So
1,000 over how many years?
There you go. I've lost the game of life.
How many years has he done 1,000?
It wasn't that many.
be quite a few years, I think.
I mean,
yeah.
okay, quite a lot of years,
Been in the
sure,
game for a while. Yeah.
but can be. I mean, we've been doing it for 15.
Yeah.
True.
I'm sure it's shorter than
Yeah,
15.
yeah.
So we've lost the game of wedding business.
Why are we
There
even
you
doing
go.
it anymore?
Anyway, that was. I don't know, Kim. I don't know. Anyway, that brings us to the end of Show and Tell and the end of the podcast.
Thanks for joining us.
What time are we at? Oh, it's 2 hours on the board, but we started a little bit later. Where can people find you?
Kim Williams
Online.
Weddings on Instagram. KimWilliamsWeddings.com is my website. I'm also Kim Williams Weddings on TikTok. Maybe I'll pick that up again. There's some stuff there. I just can't really be bothered with it, but I probably will return to it at some point. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, wonderful. Definitely go check her out.
guys.
Yep.
People can find us at Perspective by Cinemate.com, our Instagram, on YouTube at Perspective by Cinemate.
Woo!
And I have to ask you, are you ready to thrive?
Yes.
Yes, you are. So buy your tickets to your 2-day all-star wedding photography conference taught by 6 phenomenal speakers.
And Steve.
One of which is Kim Williams and
Steve.
And Steve. 22nd and 23rd of October at the Leonardo Royal Hotel in Brighton. Steve's Once Upon a Time Hometown. The best when industry sponsors. Small group sessions with your speakers. Beautiful portfolio content, obviously. Lunch and snacks are there. Brighton is a cool city. You get some goodie bags. You get to hang out with your industry peers. And did I mention the snacks? Fuck yeah, I did. Anyway, buy your tickets to Thrive. I'll always remember when we started doing these podcasts, Lisa was like, you need to tell people to buy their tickets.
Please buy them.
Don't leave it. So Lisa wants you to buy tickets because she really cares about your future in this industry and your happiness. It's also really hard to put on a workshop, so the money helps with that and keeping it going. Anyway, if you have loved this conversation, you can subscribe on our YouTube at Perspective by Cinemate or wherever you get your podcasts, and hopefully we'll see you in the next episode. However,
In the meantime,
enjoy your Thrive.